Bet99.net poll question. Ryan and I and you were arguing about this question earlier. Bet99.net poll question. Every game begins at Bet99.net. Rick.
All right, our Bet99.net poll question. How would you describe your interest level in the NHL Conference Finals? Oh, boy. 77% say low. That's not good. That's not good at all.
And yourself?
It's low.
Why?
What do you mean, Don? I mean, the teams left don't do anything for me, especially the Eastern Final. The Western Final I have a bit more investment in. I think they're better teams. But these guys, I'm not there. And the weather's playing a factor too, Don. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, but hold on a second. People talk about the weather being a factor.
It is.
For me, when I look back at the Canucks runs, one of the great things about those runs is that you often watch the games when the weather is nice outside. Yeah. When the weather's nice outside and your team still, that's a good combination. I don't think it's a big deal. I'm used to that now. The other thing, are you a hockey fan or not?
Yeah,
these are four.
I am.
So you should be interested.
Yeah, these two teams don't do anything for me. If it was Boston and Toronto, yeah, I'm in there. You better believe I'm in there.
You can't change with the times at all?
I need a Boston. I need a Toronto. I need one of those teams in the Eastern Conference Finals.
You don't want to see what Rod Brind'Amour is?
I love Rod Brind'Amour. He's the best coach in the NHL.
People don't want to watch coaches coach, but I'm interested in seeing Brent Burns. I think he's had a great season. Carolina doing what they're doing with all those injured stars of theirs, that's really, really impressive. Maybe the Canucks could learn a thing or two off them. Matthew Tkachuk, Bobrovsky, what he's up to. On the other side, Vegas with Jack Eichel, the Stars. Yeah. Heiskanen is one of the best players in the National Hockey League, even with a cheek that's inflated 500 times its size.
32 minutes last game for Heiskanen.
So are you interested?
I just told you that series. I'm more into that series.
Rupe Hintz, I'm a hockey fan. Of course I'm interested. My interest level is high. Ryan, I know you feel differently.
Well, this is the same person that wasn't so interested in the second round of the playoffs.
I don't remember myself saying that.
You said that. I'll dig up the tape. I'll get my best people on it. By the way, this whole thing, first of all, Rick is bang on about the weather. It does matter.
It's a factor.
The Canucks aren't involved. So I don't care that the playoffs are going on because the local team is not involved. Donnie, we sit through 8 months a year of rain, and now it's a nice stretch of weather?
Hold on a second.
That's a factor. Good point,
Both
Ryan.
you guys, especially you, Ryan, go on and on about how much you hate the heat. So what's the big deal about going inside and watching a hockey game?
I hate the heat, but I'm just not driven to watch hockey when the weather is like this.
Donnie, especially Saturdays and Sundays, 4 o'clock.
Exactly.
Are you kidding me? Are you going to sit there and say, it's Saturday, it's beautiful outside, and you're going to say, oh, it's 4 o'clock, Carolina, give me a break.
This just in, the season doesn't end in March or April anymore. When the weather gets better, that to me is a sign of some important hockey coming around. And it reminds me of 94 and 2011. I don't have a problem with it at all. I unlike you two, I've adjusted. I'm open-minded about it.
It's not just you two. When we're almost at 400 votes, if Taylor ever retweets this poll question, it'll get higher.
I did.
I'm just kidding. 77% of the people are saying low. It's not just Rick and I. The majority of people are saying low. And you know what I think the other thing comes into play here? That I do think so. I think it's how bad.
Turn in your passports.
How bad hockey's been for the Vancouver Canucks in this market.
That's another factor.
Like how disconnected. You know what's sad is how much this market right now revolves around a trade deadline, a draft, free agency, and that's it. They don't care about anything on the ice because there hasn't been anything on the ice.
Are you a hockey fan or not? I appreciate solid, quality playoff hockey. I don't mind that. I will give you this, though, but it's not just hockey. It's the NFL, the NBA, maybe not baseball so much because the draft isn't as big a deal, but the off-ice news, no matter how well your team is playing, if it's playing great hockey, poor hockey, the off-ice news, the draft, free agency,
that's coming up.
Controversies.
That's coming up in June.
I'm saying that sports has evolved to the point where off-ice news is almost more entertaining than what's going on not just on the ice, but on the playing surface.
And that's how I think a lot of that 77% feel in the poll question today. Like, they would be fine to just breeze right past this conference final and Stanley Cup final to get to the offseason. And I think the same thing's happening in Toronto. How fast did that conversation change from anything the Leafs did this year and their first-round win to everything happening in the offseason? It was like that. It was instantaneous.
They're still doing a post-game show
Wow.
as
Still
we
going
speak.
on.